And we're coming back to you live from the park. I'm Sean.
And I'm Zach.
It's so good to see you. It's so good to have you all here. It is Spicy Nuggs Nights, everyone. We're so happy to welcome you here. We once again have with us special guest star, Corby. That's how you know. That's how you know.
That's how you know.
Zach, what do you think of that matter?
I think Corby is the best, and sometimes I just want to give him a little queso like with my professors.
Yeah, so I just told Corby this story, but he told me I should tell it. I'm wearing a coat right now
Because it's cold.
we decided to do Spicy Nuggs Nights on the first day that it snowed this year.
Right.
Which was a choice.
Uh-huh.
Certainly. It was a choice.
Yeah, we looked up the weather and made sure to schedule it for the day it snowed.
Yeah, two of you definitely didn't forget we were doing this.
And it was my idea.
It was Corby's idea. It definitely wasn't me that remembered this. No, so I'm wearing a new coat because I bought it in the summer. Well, technically I bought it in the spring. But basically I bought it and it was just kind of like an off-the-cuff thing. I didn't really think about it too much. It was in the morning when I'm weak.
When you're willing to spend money.
Yeah, apparently, I guess. Because I don't normally. But, so I bought it. And then, like, COVID happened. And I was like, okay, shipments are probably delayed. But, like, there was no, it didn't, the shipment hadn't even started. So I was like, maybe I got scammed. And I guess I'm okay with that, apparently. And then, like, a month or two later, the coat arrived. And I was like, oh, happy day. This is best case scenario.
Didn't get scammed.
Officially didn't get scammed. And then like 2 weeks later, another code arrived.
Got scammed.
And
Oh,
I was like,
no. I scammed them.
elite hacker. So I did all the things I'm supposed to. I looked up my bank statements. I was like, no, I did not pay for 2 coats. And I was like, okay, I don't want to steal a coat, so I'll email them. I'll say, hey, I bought 1 coat, you sent me 2. Give me a shipping label, and I'll send it back to you. And they were like, are you sure you didn't get it as a gift? And I was like, it's July.
It's July. I don't have friends.
I don't have friends. I don't have friends. You're selling me a winter coat. It's July. It's not my birthday. There's no holidays to speak of. There's no.
Oh, man.
So then I was like, okay, here's the tracking number for the second coat that I got. Figure it out. And they were like, we don't have that tracking number on record. And then they said nothing. So I decided I was just like time passed, and I was like, I just need an ultimatum. I was like, you sent me 2 coats. I bought 1 coat. I don't want your money. All I want is a shipping label to send it back to you. If you don't care about this, don't respond. And they never responded. So I have 2 of these coats. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
So you wear both of them at the same time.
I'm like the kid from A Christmas Story. His arms won't go down.
T-posing
Just
as he walks
T-posing
around
and
everywhere.
And then he falls down. He can't get up because everything's too stiff.
It sounds like a plan to me, Sean.
This is a good idea.
Is that your Halloween costume?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a Halloween costume, Corby? What are you dressing as this year?
I could dress as what I dressed as last year.
Which is?
Me wearing jeans.
That was scary. I remember that. That was really scary.
I'm actually in my costume right now.
Whoa,
if you
let's
can't tell.
get it on camera. Let's get it. Stand.
Stand.
Because I
Should
can't
I like
see.
pose
Oh.
on the table?
Wait.
Look at these.
Wait. Let me get the low camera.
Look at these jeans.
It's too majestic.
And shoes.
Oh my
I
gosh.
wear my to work every single day, man.
Oh. Yeah, it's a scary costume, man. Every
Yeah.
time I see you like that, like when you came over to double check my editing of Scary Thing 2,
Uh-huh.
and you were wearing like a button-down shirt,
Uh-huh.
I was frightened.
I was just too lazy to change between like
Well,
getting
yeah.
home and going over there. And I was like, I don't want to take up too much of Sean's time because I know he like has
Sleeps.
stuff in the morning, and I get off work
I'll
late.
tell you what. Corby wearing shoes, jeans, and a button-down shirt is my sleep paralysis demon.
Oh gosh, don't come to my work then, Sean.
That's all there is.
Oh my god.
It gives me nightmares ever, Tim.
If Corby was my sleep paralysis demon, I would just give him a big ol' kiss.
That's a good point, Zach. So,
You guys couldn't tell, Zach's here and talking
yeah,
like
that's
usual.
very true. I wish I could do the text-to-speech thing. I
You probably could look one up.
probably could.
Yeah.
And just bullcrap it the same way I bullcrap everything.
Yeah, but don't tell Zach what he's saying and make him say stuff that's really embarrassing.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not embarrassing for him. It's just embarrassing for everyone else.
Oh,
around him.
true.
It's like, you should feel ashamed of
Like
that.
that's cringe, Zach. Why
was
would you
that?
say something
What was
like
that?
I feel no shame in my heart. I'm a furry and I'm proud of it. PP is truly deep within my soul and will stay there forever.
Man, I really hope I get that text-to-speech thing. Otherwise, these pauses are going to be a lot more awkward.
I mean, if they're awkward, that's fine. It's Zach's fault he didn't show up.
So, Corby, you called this meeting.
I did.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what? I remember you texted me what you wanted to talk about, but I immediately forgot it.
I also immediately forgot it. So let me look up what I texted.
Apparently,
you.
it wasn't quite as memorable as. Well, I forgot
The other ones were very near and dear to the fact that I can't imagine things in my head, and the fact that I came up with the idea for the other one that we did.
It's true. Yeah. This one was a little less just about Corby.
Yeah. Well, what I do remember. Oh, I found it, so I can just read it instead. Or yeah. So, anyways, what I do remember is that I wanted to talk about just like first impressions when you see someone.
Okay.
And judging them. And I would have liked Zach's point of view because he's the most judgmental person that would be here at this table if he were here.
I agree with that, Corby, you dum-dum.
But now it's your phone. I don't know.
It can be me. It's okay.
Or
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Look at me. I judge people all the time. Ask me what I think of you.
What do you think of me?
You're fine.
I thought you were going to say something like, you have a beard. You're wearing a blue jacket.
Button-down shirts.
So the thing that started this was a Reddit post.
As it usually
As
does.
usual, because I browse a lot of Reddit at work. You know, like one does when they're at work and bored.
Yes.
And they're a Reddit user. Anyways,
Yep.
so it was on the Life Pro Tips subreddit. And it was basically just about a way to train your brain into judging people less.
Okay.
So what they said is, when you see someone, ask yourself, what does it matter to me the next time you find yourself judging someone for their clothing, interests, or hobbies? The more you train yourself not to care about the personal preferences of other people, the more relaxed and nicer you become as a person. So what they're trying to say here, if you couldn't tell by what I just said, is see someone, think, man, they weird. Think, why do I think they weird? Stop that. And then you stop thinking that eventually.
So,
For those of you that are Anna or Jacob or something, I don't know.
are you calling them out?
Uh-huh.
Because
they're the only people that comment on our videos.
honestly, it's very strange to be getting comments.
Right?
Not gonna lie.
Especially from Jacob.
Blew my mind. No, well, okay, so I wonder, because this feels like one of those things that will take a long time.
Yeah.
And I wonder about how well it works.
Yeah.
Because in theory, it makes complete sense.
So
Sure.
I think I remember seeing a comment by the original poster saying that that's what helped them kind of get out of the mindset of judging people. But other people in the comments gave other like tips and
Okay.
stuff. And I mean, I don't really want to read them
Right.
that requires reading, and this is about us, not them.
Okay.
But the one I sent you, the main one that it's. I remember reading somewhere that your first thought is who you've been raised / conditioned to be, and your second thought is who you really are or want to be. So if you see something and the first thought that comes to your head when you see someone is whatever you were conditioned to think, and if you like have a quick thought after that that's like, I shouldn't be thinking things like that, then that's the person that you're trying to be. Do you agree with that? Because that's more of the part that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah. No, that does make a lot of sense to me. It's that self-correction, especially when it's only in your mind.
Yeah. When you're not held accountable by anybody else.
Yeah, 100%. Because then that becomes, if you're doing that, that becomes that's something you have to be thinking about like constantly.
Yeah.
Because you're changing, not just habits. Because like people talk about changing habits, and it's like, that's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard
for sure.
to change habits. There's a reason. There's something in your brain that is every time you get home, you're like, okay, now it's time to go lay in my bed because that's what I've done for the past 300 days or whatever.
Yeah.
As an example, I don't really that anyways.
Sure.
So, but like now take that, because your thoughts are just so much more than everything you do. There's so much going on within your brain. And so to be able to like look at something and think, that's a human being and they are ugly. And then to immediately be like, no.
No, I shouldn't be thinking that they're a human being.
Yeah.
They can be whatever they want to be.
That tree is a tree, Sean. Stop lying to yourself. You've seen trees before.
Yeah.
That is legitimately what I was looking at when I said that's a human being.
True, because that's the only thing over there.
So, yeah. Oh, okay. So what brought this, I mean, aside from Reddit, but like what made this stand out to you?
Well, the biggest thing for me is just how judgmental our society can be. You know, just people in general. And that includes just like basic racism and things like that.
Sure.
Or like homophobia. You see someone, you're like, that person looks gay, you know, whatever. Why does that matter to you?
Right.
If they're not doing anything that actively hurts you or other people, then it shouldn't matter. Like if someone's walking around downtown wearing like one of those inflatable T-Rex costumes, like
let them do
it, you know.
Yeah.
If you think it's stupid, think it's stupid to yourself. Don't think it's stupid to yourself, because, you know, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know them and they walk up to you and start like smacking you with the T-Rex head, then you can think
you
it's
are allowed
stupid.
to judge.
Yeah.
If it's affecting you, or
Yeah.
I think I would add hurting people.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes me think of so a chapter from my Psychology of Good and Evil textbook was one of them was all about racism. There was more than one, but one of them, this one in particular, was talking about racism today and how most of it is very subversive and basically just in people's thoughts.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of shows in like specific studies and like.
That was a noise that happened.
Thought it was like a toy car, you know, where you pull it back. I was like, excuse me?
One of those ones that you like drag backwards to wind it up, and then you let go and it just like charges.
It's like it's been wound up for like forever, and then all of a sudden it was like,
something
I
set
remember.
it off. It doesn't like it when you talk about racism.
That was spooky.
Yeah, that was so weird.
I'm spooked. It's the spooky month. Okay. No, so this chapter was talking about how most of it's submersive. That's what I said?
Probably.
Submersible.
Submersible.
If you get that reference, you're a true fan.
You're a fake fan if you get that reference.
You failed in many ways.
You should forget about that video.
No, so what was interesting about this is you hear a lot of people who say, and this is kind of a play on what we're talking about here, but maybe taking too far, where people say like, I'm colorblind, you know, I don't see color.
Yeah, but they're
Right.
talking about race.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Which you would think is like a good thing.
I disagree.
Right.
But
So
continue.
what the study showed was that kind of mentality promoted submersive racism.
Uh-huh.
Because then you're not confronting the issues at all.
Uh-huh.
So I just thought that was really interesting because I feel like I see that especially online all the time.
Oh, for sure.
Where you're like, oh, well, they're just, you know, I don't see color or like, you know, I don't see any of this. And I'm like, I never felt like, you know, there's something wrong with that.
It's not like trying to be wrong, you know.
Yeah,
It's more just because you're ignoring it,
Yeah.
which is not good.
Exactly. So I think part of a key with this and like first impressions and like judging people and whatever they're doing, like you are allowed to have opinions.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
You don't have to just be a blank like slate that's absorbing information
That has no thoughts about
that
it.
that has no opinions, because that's just a computer, you know. It doesn't attach any meaning to anything. There can be meaning in things. If you see, if I was in South Africa, okay, for instance, and I saw someone walking around in these like very like flowy white clothes that were like almost like robe like, I knew that person is a witch doctor.
Yeah.
And that was a fact. Okay. Or they were wearing just like some traditional clothing, but most of the time, if they were just walking around on the street, they were a witch. And like, I mean, I can then attach extra things to that, like I don't like witches, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. But like the key here is like you can see a person, and you can see even what type of person they are.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you have to. That doesn't include specifically like, oh, that's a weirdo.
Yeah.
You know. Does that make sense?
No, I think I get what you're saying. Well, it's like seeing someone, like if you're outside and you see someone wearing like a tank top and jeans that are hanging kind of low.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, their first thought is like, okay, they're in a gang, you know.
Right.
Or like trying to act like a gangster, which maybe they're not. Maybe they just don't have a belt on and someone stole their shirt, you know.
Right.
Like, you don't know what they did. You don't know how they got into that situation. And, you know, especially if you don't know that person and they haven't done anything to actually, like, prove what your thoughts are that pop up whenever you see some kind of stereotype, especially, then it's, you know, just like a dumb thought. Is that kind of what you mean?
Yeah. It's and now I'm thinking I kind of want to ask this, because this is all about like first impressions.
Yeah.
But what about like judgments of people you know very well?
Very well.
Who suddenly there's maybe like a lifestyle change or that you didn't know about, or like they come and they're dressed differently, or you know, any of these things, or you see them like in one setting normally, and then you suddenly see them in a different setting and it's very they're
so
like a different person almost.
I'm gonna try to think of an example, because one of your videos on your personal channel is talking about how you act differently with different groups of people.
Yes, that's a horrible video.
So when
yes.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to like bring up that topic.
Yes.
So if you're with one group of friends, right? You're one kind of person. You're with a different group of friends. You act differently because those different friends bring out something different in you. Then you bring one from one group to another group, and they see you, and you're acting way different.
Yes.
Right? So in that scenario, I'd just be like, okay, they're different friends. They have different inside jokes. You know, they treat each other differently. There's just different things that are the reason they're friends. But in the case of if I saw you just suddenly start wearing like clothes that you wouldn't normally wear, I'm trying to think.
Probably tank tops.
Yeah, tank tops
Or like with a bra.
with a bra
Yeah.
on the outside.
Yeah, and like
I'd be like
hot pants,
and
short
hot,
shorts.
and booty shorts.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would shoot you in the face.
That's
not-
what friends
You're no longer Sean at that
are
point.
for.
If I'm being honest, my first thought would be that you're just doing some kind of bit, you know?
That's fair.
Making some kind of joke. But, like, I'd want to ask you about it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'd want to know, like, what's causing it. Are you just turning into a different person?
Is this
Because
just
normally,
a moment? Is this
Yeah.
a thing now? Like, yeah.
because those are, like, more open clothes, you know?
Yeah, you might say.
Versus, like, what you normally wear, which is generally either jeans or cargo shorts and then, like, a t-shirt
Yep.
or a jacket.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I think I'd be confused, but I wouldn't try to judge quickly like what's going on. Now, if you just acted differently out of the blue and it's not like a separate friend group or something, then I'd be like, okay, Sean has something going on,
Yeah.
you know, and I'd talk to you about it.
So there's some keys there, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how
But
very.
it's definitely like something's different. What happened?
Yeah.
Talk to him about it.
So okay.
You know.
One last question, maybe.
Okay.
Unless we just want to fly further, but this is what's coming to my mind. I
Mhm.
hear a lot that like, you should treat all people the same always. Does that make sense? Do you,
Sure.
you hear that sometimes?
Yeah.
And I've always kind of struggled with that concept.
Sure.
And, you know, a good example of that is my freaking dual personalities stupid video from when I was 16 or whatever.
Yeah.
But, so like, cause like, I will say, especially now that I've worked at like the UPS store for a long time, I don't really like seeing people I know there.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Jacob came in yesterday. He didn't have very much to do.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me, and I kind of joked around with him for a little bit, but part of me was like, I don't really want to see you.
Oh, for sure. I totally get that.
So, but in that way, are you treating all those people the same way that you would treat just like anyone else? Like, obviously, maybe you treat your friends differently, but like, I guess there's like some kind of social setting there where you're going to act differently. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
So my thoughts, if you're at work specifically, you should treat all the customers that come in the same. You should,
Yes.
you know, until they do something that warrants different treatment.
Right.
You know, whether if they're rude or like that guy that you were complaining about, if they're not wearing their mask, kick them out.
That freaking guy.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, so back to that. You should definitely, at least at first, treat people with like the same standard.
Yeah.
Now, your friends or family, I think they should be at a higher standard just because they're people you know. And that doesn't mean be rude to people when you first meet them or anything.
It means
or
be rude to your friends.
Yeah, it means be rude to your friends. Right.
That's
so,
the higher standard.
That's the higher standard. Because you're friendly enough with each other to be jerks. That's how that works, right?
That's special. I feel that. No, sorry. What were we really going with there?
But yeah, I think in terms of treating people the same, it's a sort of. You know, you shouldn't treat people differently based on stereotypes.
Right.
You should treat them differently based on how well you know them and like personal things about them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That feels strong. That feels powerful.
Yeah, for sure.
Zach, anything to add there?
You've been kind of quiet.
Yeah, you haven't spoken very much.
I just was wondering why Mach hasn't guest starred yet.
Oh, Mac? Yeah. Oh, we wanted to apologize. We were trying to get Mac tonight. But you know, with Mac.
Mac's a busy guy.
He is very busy. We've been trying to get him on the show for weeks, honestly. So yeah, and the Mac merch will hopefully come. We have to.
He has to model for it.
Yeah. Well, the
And,
first step is we have to get the legal requirements to use his likeness.
That's true.
Like he's in so many things these days. Did you see him? Did you see the new Mandalorian trailer?
No, actually.
Yeah,
Is
he's
Mac in it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's one of the Jawas.
Oh. Good for him.
He blends right in though. Like
Uh-huh.
he's a good actor, but like I watched it like a good 3 times before realizing, oh my gosh, that's Mac.
Wow, yeah.
It's the same mustache,
The same mustache.
same glasses.
The same what's the noise that they make?
At first, I thought that was just like the puppeteering. You know,
Uh-huh.
sometimes they make mistakes like that in Star Wars. I don't know if you've ever noticed.
Oh yeah,
But
totally.
you can hear the puppetry machinery moving, like. Zzz, zzz, zzz. But no, it was actually Mac.
It was Mac.
Actually, it's unconfirmed right now, but I'm pretty,
You're confident?
I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, that would explain why he's been pretty busy. After his debut in Scary Thing 3.
Yeah, he has been busy, but we did manage to get him for one more video that will maybe come out this week. No promises.
No, have you started the
editing
process?
I have not. I
Nice.
haven't had a moment.
Clay, it'll be out by Christmas next year. Hopefully Halloween.
And
but
that's a
probably-
promise right there.
Yeah.
December Ween.
December Ween 32nd 3072.
Yeah, that's by then for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
And Anna, I saw your comment about the Moon
The
Sunlight
Moon Sunlight album.
It is in the works. We've come up with
I gave the
we've come
reveal
up-
date.
Yeah, we've come up with the parts that Sean sang in the podcast at one time, and whatever names they said too, for album and songs. I don't remember what those were. Do you? We've come up with those.
They exist somewhere,
Yeah.
probably. Some of them.
I can give you a little bit
Oh.
of a preview of another
Ooh,
song.
Here
that
comes a
has
preview. Everyone, exclusive preview
exclusive
for
preview.
the Moon Sunlight album debuting February 12th,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Stunning. Even Zach was moved by that.
Yeah.
He's way over there now.
How did he get over
Definitely can't hear him on the camera now. He's
there? Yeah,
way
he's too far away.
Yeah.
What was that, Zach?
I want to make big kissy face with Mach.
Oh,
Oh yeah. You want to make big kissy face with Mac?
you should charge your phone.
Oh, is it happening?
It said 15%.
Man, it was like 45.
It's
just
probably because it's cold, yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, since we're almost at 30 minutes now, any last thoughts? Corby, give the last thoughts.
I'm thinking. I'm at the park, and I'm thinking.
Oh, he's gonna poop himself. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm still Sean.
And I'm still Zach.
And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Speaking. Everybody loves to speaking. Everybody loves to speak. I didn't realize that, like, my actual worst nightmare. Because when I thought that I had gotten scammed, I was at complete peace.
And then you got the opposite
And then I got
scammed.
2 coats when I bought one, and I was like, I'm in turmoil.
You should tell this story on here. I guess you are.
I mean, this is the end slate. I guess I could tell it when we start, but like, yeah. Anyways, it's weird that's like, that brought me the greatest turmoil possible.
Yeah. No, I've seen like Reddit posts where someone's like, I only ordered 16 gigabytes of RAM. I got 2 terabytes of RAM.
Oh my gosh.
and they just have like a box just full of sticks of RAM
Oh my goodness.
from Amazon, and they're like, I tried to return most of them, and Amazon said keep it. So anybody want RAM? And
That's so
they're just like
crazy.
DM me, and I'll send it to you
That's
if you
so
pay for shipping.
insane, man.
It was like, oh my god. But yeah, it was like thousands of dollars worth of RAM, and they
crazy.
only paid like $80. So
Like, holy crap, man. I don't know.
yeah, things like that happen sometimes, Sean.